Hi, Julie Torrance here. Okay, we're going to be working on the journal cover for the Celtic, I think it's called Celtic Spirit. It's the kit that I've picked out to do my next journal. And the reason why I picked out a kit is because I've had so many people question, what kind of kits, where do you get the kits, how much do they cost, do you have to subscribe, all that kind of stuff. So you can see this is about 13 inches wide. Our paper is 11 inches wide. And so normally I go 12 inches, but I made it wider because of the way I want to put it together. And then this way, it's about 9.5, almost just under 9.5. And I like this to be 9 inches. So when you have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half, this is what I have right now for margins. So you can see I'm tipping things over. You can see that I've got some margins now. As you put more paper in, then the paper starts to creep out. So that's why you don't want to have your cover be 8.5 by 11. You want it to be a little bit bigger. So, but I'm even bigger than you need to have it. And as we build this cover, you'll see why. Now this paper that's giving me heartache, this is painter's paper. It is from a roll, and you can get it at big box hardware stores in the United States. It would be like Home Depot or Lowe's. And you get it in a roll and you put it on the floor when you're painting to keep paint off of the floor. But you can see it wants to roll, but that's okay. I have two. One is an inside cover, one is an outside cover, and that's because I have a bubble mailer that I'm going to take apart and I'm going to use sandwiching in between these two. So let's get that cut. I'm going to put one of these aside. Wrestling with one is enough. First thing I'm going to do is take my bubble mailer, and it's, obviously it's two. So I can open it up, and so I'm just going to cut the seam off of it. These are not hard to cut at all. And this part is all squished anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut it off. That would be the bottom of the envelope. And now I'm going to cut the seam off this way. So I hope you're doing well. It is late in the afternoon. It's like 4 o'clock Eastern time. Today is July the 16th. 2024. Okay, I'm going to use this one, and this one I'll save for another cover. So it's going to be sandwiched between, but at this point, I really don't want it any bigger than it needs to be. So I'm going to grab a marker, and I'm just going to make some marks so I know where to cut. Dodging raindrops today. And then when I just sort of decided, you know what, we're probably not going to have enough sun to make a difference for making a video. Well, then the lawn guys came. I was like, oh, okay, well, not going to be able to do a video while that noise is going on because it's loud. And of course, they were right under my window. So when they were done, now I'm here. And a little bit of sun is poking through. but we've needed the rain. I am not complaining about rain. Okay, so I've got this ready. Cover, and then the piece that I set aside, other cover, and there we have it. This is what's going to be like the base of my cover. So I'm going to set this aside. This is still rolling. That's okay. I'm going to see if I can stretch it the other way, and then it may help keep it from curling quite so bad. Okay, there we go. Now, from the Joey CARDMAKER kit, the pages I've got right here are from the free one. So this one, I'm going to a fussy cut as we collage. I took out and I printed up. That's the beauty of a digital. You can print more. You know, unlike when you buy a paper pad, then if you want 2, you're going to have to buy 2 pads, or maybe if you want 4, it just all depends. But I printed up 2 more blue ones, and I want to collage them with this. Now, this is from a prize that I won on PM Artist Studio, and these are gel prints that are on what's called carnival paper. It's a very heavy paper that's designed to not give up in food service, and you know, it can take getting wet. So it's not like wrapping paper. So I've got all these that are in blue shades. These are beautiful gel prints, and I want to use them on my cover. So I thought we would get started with that. I like this one a lot, and I like this one a lot. So let's get started with those 2, but I'm just gonna set these aside in case we wish we had them. And the first thing I'm gonna do is just take my scissors. This is not known for tearing easy, and you can't just wet it and tear, because that's the whole idea of this paper, is it doesn't give up just because it's wet. It's not like a napkin, or as I say, not like wrapping paper. Now, this paper will let this brown paper show through a little bit, but that's fine with me. That's just fine. Now, I realize that not everyone has a roll of painter's paper in their basement or in the house. A grocery bag. Just, you know, being able to open up a grocery bag and then cut to size 2 of those, and you're going to be fine. Absolutely fine. Now, if you don't have a mailer, and if you have a couple smaller ones, you can piece them together. That's totally fine. It won't matter when your cover's done. Like, you know, you glue it down good, it'll hold together just fine. So let's give this one a cut, and then we can start putting together our cover, collage our cover. Now the kit, I didn't bring the basket. I've got all the bits and pieces that I fussy cut all in a basket with the signature, like a project basket that I've created, so that, you know, trying my best to be somewhat organized. Okay. Let's start putting it down. Got some tear rulers, a couple of my favorites. And put these scissors away now. Got my paper to glue on top of. And if we go like wrapping around the edge, that's fine. It'll make a nice edge. So, you know, that will work out good. But I do want to tear. Okay, so it's tearing good this way. That means it's not going to want to tear good the other way. And that's fine. This way it'll be more of a, more of a struggle, but we can do it. There we go. let's start gluing this down. So what is on your desk? I want to know in the comments. Boy, this Elmer's glue stick, it glues its lid down good, that's for sure. What do you have going on your art desk? What's in your art room? What are you working on? Any of you pick up the kit, the Joey kit yet, or another kit that you found that you like? You know, that's totally fine. Get a kit that you like. I just am doing this because I had questions about kits, you know, and so how do I pick a kit? How do you use a kit? You know, all of that. And part of this kit, if you, and I have it linked in the description, part of this kit is free. So you can go on to, I think it's Coffee or Ko-fi, I'm not sure, but it's Kofi. And our friend, Joey CARDMAKER, I'm stretching this across this middle seam because I don't want a small piece there. It will, it'll have a hard time when you go to bend this to fold it in half for your journal. Air conditioning's on. Everything's blowing away. Okay, so go to Ko-fi, search for Joey CARDMAKER, and there's all kinds of free. And he has free that go with designs that he has on Etsy, but they're usually collage papers. But I have taken the free and made a journal without buying the rest. So, you know, it's entirely up to you, whatever you're comfortable with. But you can get a nice printable. If you don't have a printer, you can download it, even like to your phone. And then you can go to a print place and they'll have you email it to them and then they can print it up for you. So isn't that nice? Sure it is. I am not trying to collage this in real small pieces. So, is it summer where you are, or is it winter? I'm in the western middle of the lower peninsula of Michigan, Grand Rapids. Some of you who have been in contact with me know that sometimes it goes by Grand Rapids, which is the big city that we're a suburb of. But because I don't have a post office, some things have my address as Grand Rapids, some things have my address as Walker. But that's where I am at. Ooh, everything's flying. Isn't this a pretty combination? Aren't you liking it? My glue stick is an Elmer's Extra Strength, and I don't love it, but I guess since the glue stick I used for a long time, which was I think it was a Scotch product, they don't make it anymore. I've been using different glue sticks and trying to find a new favorite. There we go. Okay, looking good, looking good. Let's see about some of this blue. The reason why I wanted to use some of this blue is because it'll make, you know, make it cohesive. Ooh, you know what? This is awfully pretty. I think I want to save that band. It's also pretty. I don't want to I don't want to really take any of this apart. See, this is what happens. This is how hoarding begins. But again, when you're using digitals, you can just make some more. So, but I'm gonna cut some of these at their demarcations. My printer is a laser jet. Laser, is that what it's called? Laser jet? So it's a laser whatever printer, but it uses toner. It doesn't use ink, and toner is a powder that gets heated up, and so that's why I always have these white edges. See, I kind of like that there. Maybe here. Let's do that. So I did, I left so far the white border around the pages that are going to be in my journal, and I am deciding if I'm going to, I'm sorry, I'm concentrating and talking at the same time. I'm deciding if I want to, what would you say, ink them up, you know, because it is awfully stark. See this white border. So I rounded all the corners, and I'm thinking about just putting ink around the edges. I like borders. I really do. So I'm just not that willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater when it comes to creating this journal and cutting all these white borders off. I have made journals where I tore the edges off. That's not an easy task because they're just that skinny. So anyway, who cares, right? I get it. Well, maybe I'll put this here. Let's do that. Now the kit comes with some, with what Joey's calling journal toppers, which you can utilize for just that purpose, and you know, to top your journal off. I'm not convinced that I'm going to use them. But they're gorgeous. They're beautiful. I just haven't made that decision yet. It's not that I've decided not to. Okay, where's my fold? Let's keep that in mind. This is wide enough to handle that. So maybe I'll do it right here. Let's do that, and then I can fold it over. So there's a video out there already published where I made some bookmark-like. If they were just left as is, you know, they make great bookmarks. But I watercolored. I'm going to bring this up a little bit. Whoop. That was a major wrinkle, and it's just not necessary. Okay. Okay. This is going to have that bubble wrap and then another piece of paper. So the fact that this is wider than this, that's fine. And this didn't stick. So let's glue it up again. I may have to use a little art glitter glue because that paper is a little bit stiff. All right, moving on. I just think this pattern on here looks kind of Celtic. Okay, so I'm tearing the way it doesn't like to tear. So I'm not going to tear too much. There we go. And let's put some of that up here. Sure. I hope that some of you will consider making this journal with me. That would be great. I would love it. I would love it. All right, let's get some of this. Now that's a nice piece. Let's do it right about there. Well, we had from the Hurricane Beryl, we had some significant rain, but not storms. They had said that, oh boy, I didn't leave much. They had said that, you know, we had a chance for severe weather. It didn't come, but we had some nice rain that we needed so much. Now that's over, but we're just getting just kind of some, stormy weather, rainy, and it reminds me of when I lived in Tucson, Arizona, and in Phoenix, Arizona, the monsoon season. All day clouding up, little by little. By evening, by the sunset, which here where I'm at right now is about 9:30 at night, the rain will start. But again, we've had some thunder and some lightning, but not a storm. All right, let's go here with this. Do we like that? I think so. And I'm going to put a little more glue right there. Alrighty. Looking good, don't you think? Are you liking it? I'm liking it. You can move that over there. Let's see if we can tear it about here. It was my grandson's 3rd birthday party, and it was at his other grandma's house, and it was Saturday. The weather could not have been better. It was hot, but where we were, it was nice and shady, and the kids all brought bathing suits, little ones. They all brought their bathing suits, and so they were enjoying the sprinkling. It's like a mat, and the mat fills up with about 2 inches of water, but it continues to spray in like one of those splash pad kind of things. A lot of fun to watch, and the kids were enjoying themselves, so that's great. Getting a piece of this Joey CARDMAKER stuff. I love it. It was a long day. I worked all night. Stopped at the store on the way home, made a couple of vegetable trays, which that is fun to make. When people ask me to make a vegetable tray or like a tossed salad, I love making that. Better than the baked beans, which I don't mind that either, but just it's fun to get the vegetables all cut and looking pretty and get some dip, and that's nice. Okay, we got where these two really didn't quite match up. And that's okay. We're just going to put another piece of paper of some kind on top. Yes, we are. See if I can... I'm going against the grain here. But let's put one of these in there. Just like that. Love it. Collaging. For me, watching it or doing it, very relaxing. Very relaxing. So now my grandson is 3. And I have another grandson on the way, which is very thrilling and exciting. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm not sure how much my grandson kind of understands. I mean, he knows that he's going to be a big brother, and he knows he's going to be a big brother to a boy. But the impact in the household and all that, he has no clue. And I think that's normal. But he's been the king of the hill for a long time, rightfully so. So, okay, here's our fold. So this piece, should we put one of these on? Why not? Why not, I say? Those of you who have experience with that, my son, only child, so I didn't go through having him having to learn to have a sibling. And I came from a family of 4 kids, and I was in the middle. So I never knew life on my own. I have a brother who's 3 years older than me. Then there was a 7-year gap, and I've got 2 younger sisters, which I was thrilled when all that came about. At 7 years old, I didn't really understand the impact on mom and dad, but I was still happy. Sure. Okay, now here. And this is going to be, I believe, the front. This, the back. But that's okay. I mean, I would still like designs. What about this? Let's do that. I'm going to cut the white off. Let me know in the comments what you think of this cover. Yay, it still fits. Good. Just like it was made for it. If the glue stick I'm using would happen to come in a big size, let me know if you know. It's called Elmer's Extra Strength Glue Stick, and it is not designed for children. So it is designed to really stick. Yay. Let's really get that pushed in there. Looking good, wouldn't you say? put this piece up here. This is fun. Good. I hope you're having fun. My little glue spot there is getting just a little bit too gluey. Well, that's okay. I can change it over. All right. I've got tissue paper on these corners, which I like. It lays down nice. And so let's use a piece of tissue up here, and we are going to be about done with the collaging part. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember. A little too gluey. This is a generous piece, but that's fine. Thank you, PM Artist Studio, for this beautiful paper. Beautiful papers. PM Artist Studios is the group that licensed my printables, the watercolor printables. I always have them linked in the description, except this last couple times I didn't want anybody to be confused. I linked Joey CARDMAKER's two places to get his kit like this. I think it's called Celtic Spirit. Okay. This is not the glue's problem. It is when the air conditioning goes on, that glue stick dries pretty quick. And my art glitter glue is not cooperating right this moment, but we'll get it to cooperate. Oh my. There we go. There we go. Art glitter glue is called that because I believe they designed it that you could make glitter, put glitter on your paper projects, and it would really hold the glitter down so you don't end up with glitter all over the house. And it's got this fine tip that you can really, you know, put writing or whatever you want. Okay, now, what do you think? I think this looks very nice, and I think it goes good with the whole Celtic theme. Wonderful. Now, the next step is the bubble wrap. And it's a little bit bigger in some places. That's fine. I'm just going to be sandwiching it in. I am going to take, yeah, I thought I had it, my Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac is a Beacon product. It is a spirit glue. It's made with acetone, but it is designed to really hold like fabric together. But for this kind of a project where there's going to be significant wear and tear, I just want to use it to hold this down. It's expensive, so I'm not throwing the bottle away just because it's getting low. It's about, there's still about a third of a bottle left, but you have to coax it along. All right, here we go. And I don't have the strongest hands, so Here we go. I'm not going to the bitter edge because I'm going to be sewing it. I really want this to just be more like tacking it down, but I don't want it to shift and move as I sew. Can you see it's kind of acting like rubber cement? It's like it's following the tip around. How funny. And having, again, the air conditioning just blowing doesn't help the cause. Okay, that'll do. And let's put this on. Good, good, good. And here's my other sheet. And that's gonna go on. And I want it to be the most lined up with what I have on top. Okay. All right. On we go. It was so much fun, I want to do it again. With this hippity hoppity glue. I realize now you probably can't even see it going on because it's all plastic and bubbles and all that, but I'm getting some glue on there, believe it or not. I think that since this glue is probably maybe a year old, it's thickened up. But works good. Again, I'm not putting it on the bitter edge because I'm going to sew the bitter edge. Okay. All right. I can see the cover here, so I'm using that as my guideline. All right, let's see. That's okay. I've got an edge sticking out. Now, hang on, here. So this is about 12 and a half. I cut them at the same time, so I'm not sure why. Let's see. And the front cover is almost 13, so that's okay. This is all going to work out fine. Okay, so what is my next step? I am going to sew. I'm going to sew on my sewing machine all the way around, and I'm going to sew around some of these patterns. You know, not perfect. I can't sew perfect. I haven't been sewing that long, but I'm gonna sew this up, and then when I come back, I'll show you what I got. Hello again. So I did go ahead and trimmed it up a little bit so that the front matched the back, and then I did some sewing, which I know is almost impossible to see on this side, but here is how I did the sewing. So where I've got these little places, I did back stitch, but I'm just going to put like the tiniest drop of art glitter glue just right where those threads end. Just like that, just a touch. Now, those who are much more experienced sewers, you know a better way, I know, to do this than I'm doing right here. But that's my style. I did a zigzag around the very edge, and then the rest of this is all straight stitched. Now, let's just do a quick recap. We've got a layer of brown paper. We've got a single layer of the foam or the bubble wrap from a mailer, and then another piece of brown paper that has been collaged over. So once this little bit dries, I'm going to go around this edge, because you can see here where this is the bubble wrap thing showing, and I'm just going to go around the bitter edge with my pinking shears and just give it a nice pinked edge all the way around. So that's the next step for this. Now, while you're gone, this is my little basket of project. So I'm going to be putting, I've got this doily that I had sprayed that I thought would look great in there. So it'll just be in the pages. I think that'll look pretty. Then I've got, this is that sheet that it's a sheet that I made two of, but I didn't end up using any of it on the cover. We made these together. That's gonna go in the journal. I made these, and I'll show you how they go, but they're a way that you pull out. It's kind of just like a different way to have some writing space. These are all my pages, and I went ahead and I rounded all the corners. And while you're not looking, I'm going to go ahead and just gently ink all the edges of all these papers. Then they'll be ready to fold in half and get ready to sew into the journal. And then this is all the fussy cutting. Whoops, I lost part of it. But there's these little pockets, there's these journaling cards, there are this big tri-fold tag. This tag is going to get folded this way, but we'll do it together because I'm going to score these so that they're nice and straight and that it comes out nice. We've got tags that are going to go in there. Here's another tag. And I'm going to add a few pockets and things, and you'll see. Now this is the big envelope that comes with it, and we'll put it together and we'll stick something cool in there. So we've got some work ahead of us, but I'm glad that you got to see. Look at all this. Isn't this pretty? I mean, just in a messy pile. It's just so pretty. Less than $5, plus the free part is in here as well. And all of these are double-sided, so when we fold them, they're going to look so pretty. So that's going to be the very next video. I wish I could tell you that I'll be putting that video up tomorrow, right after this one shows. I don't know that I can. This video is going to come out on a Friday, and so normally the next video would come out on Monday, but I'll do my best to try to get it to you sooner. In the meantime, please consider liking, subscribing. It helps my channel so much, and today would be a great day for you to subscribe. Down here is a video that's been picked out just for you. I will see you over there.